Mic check. 1, 2. Mic check. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see here. Mic check. 1, 2, 3. Let's see here. Wait for a few more people to pop in. Let's go ahead and put out that we are live. Damn it, I hate when I run out of space right here. There we go. How's everybody doing? Certainly, hopefully, how does everything sound? I haven't done StreamYard or Streamlabs in a while, so let me also do this. Let me mic is low. Okay, thank you. All right, let's do this then. Let me come over here. All right, hopefully that's better. That's up to 80%. So that's up to 80 now. So let me check it over here. Yeah, I'm right there at the green and yellow. So my competitor said it sounds good. Okay, I appreciate that. All right. So all right there. So there's that. Let me go to the Twitter machine. There's that. And that. All right then. Well, all right, folks. Let's get into it here. What's up, Harry Tron? Shout out here to Dribble, PI 55. Larry Caldwell, how you doing there, brother? Ember 17, how you doing? Uncompetitive Harry Tron, how you doing? So, Das Missy, how you doing? So, what's going on, Mr. Eric? Certainly hope you're doing well. So I see you there announced the NFL schedule tonight. I think they just announced it about an hour ago, maybe 2 hours ago. So, yeah. Says the show was an embarrassment. Well, I was able to watch some of it today. I watched about half of it at work today on my 15-minute break, in case they were listening to me. And then I watched the rest of it when I came in. It was a short show, yeah, but we'll get into it here. Look, let me make this clear for everybody. I dropped a couple links I want you all to look at. One is this Moore's Law is dead. They talk about the about SSD technology and the differences between the Series X and the PS5. Again, if you all want to know more about that, they being Moore's Law, and I forgot the name of his guest. They did a real good job on it, and I know somebody else gave a. I know somebody else was talking about this yesterday on Twitter. And of course, I always say the stuff that I endorse, it is required listening. And go listen to Moore's Law is Dead on that one, that link right there. And please check out the AMD's Checkmate. Oh, there's an echo. Oh, sugar free. Well, let me turn this down here. Let me go here. And hopefully there should be no echo. Hopefully. Hopefully it's fixed at this point. Let me do this. There, I plugged in and out of the stream thing, so hopefully it's a little bit better. Everything else is turned down. But give a shout out here to everybody. What is going on there? Appreciate that though. Yeah, pretty much. It's still echoing. Okay. Odd. Let me try this then. Well, hmm. Look that up. I've got a good health on the stream. Let's see here. Let me mic echo fix. Let's see how I fix it real fast. The monitor set in the mixer. Everything should monitor off. Everything is off. So, odd. Said it was complete trash. It didn't do too good. I understand that. Let me make sure everything is off here. Well, Josh, what's happening is that what's up is I've got an echo. I've got a ghost in the machine. So, odd. So let me try one more thing here. I just went back to the dashboard. I'm heading back out now. Sounds good now. Okay, no echo. All right, yeah, I just clicked on the button. I appreciate you. All right, so let's talk about what really happened today. And this is not. I'm not gonna mention. I'm done mentioning Sony at this point because this has nothing to do with Sony. So what happened today had nothing to do with Series X. It had everything to do with the fanboy narrative that just came to a crashing, smashing uh, end. This whole notion, I just saw people literally saying the multi-plat games. That's what we saw today. The same people who were just saying online last week that the multi-plat games are going to look and run better on the Series X are now changing their tune, saying that those games will look the same. I mean, it's that that show was that bad today. And again, it wasn't bad for Series X. It was bad for the fanboys. It wasn't because again, I will take some credit here because I have sat here multiple times, and so has people like Sick Humor and Jemiah Dixon and other King Thrash has sat down and tried to explain to everybody, I mean everybody, that these games are going, especially when we start Optimus Code. I don't know if you've heard of that, brother. Shout out to Optimus Code. Um, these games are, especially beginning of the generation, there's not going to be no differences in them. And the reason why is because they code to the lowest common denominator. And what you saw today was exactly that. Okay, the developers, especially third-party developers, are not going to go out of their way to do anything different on Series X that they're going to do for PS5. So what did Xbox, did Microsoft misrepresent what they were going to show? They absolutely did. But that the reason why they didn't show any gameplay is because those games are not ready. Those games are not ready. They won't be for another month and a half to 2 months. This is why I thought it was stupid for Microsoft to start out by showing multiplats. Okay, and that's all it told me was that they don't have any confidence in their other games because that's what you start off with. You start out with the strongest. You know, there's an old saying: you want the baddest, meanest mother to walk off the bus first, get off the airplane. You hear that? That's the guy you want off the bus first. You know, when you showing up, that's who you want off the bus first. They led off with the game that's going to be on PC. Okay, their game is going to be on PC. Whatever they were showing first. And again, that's the most, that game's already out. You can actually go online right now and see gameplay of it. And I'm not here to say what the game is or is not going to look like. I'm here to tell you that there's not going to be any differences. I sat right here and I said, and shout out to Foxy Games UK because he said it as well. I sat right here and I told you guys, this is for the Xbox community. I said specifically, and so did Foxy Games UK, quote, I'm quoting myself, there's still going to be games that are checkerboard at 4K, dynamic 4K. You're going to have games at 60 frames a second. You're going to have games at 30 frames per second. You just are. That's the way it's going to be. Lo and behold, the people who make Dirt 5, and I can't believe there's all this excitement about Dirt 5 because nobody plays Dirt 5. They don't. Nobody played Dirt 4. I mean, no, they didn't play Dirt 3, but enough people are playing it. Do you realize that the developer, came out today and said that there would be a 4K mode on Series X, which is perfectly fine, but in order for that game to hit 120 FPS, which it's going to do, they were going to have to drop the resolution. Did you all not know that? That's an actual quote from the developer. And again, I'm not here to say that I understand that. I'm not bashing the Series X. I'm not buying one. But I want you to ask yourself, if you bought a computer, if you're putting a computer together and you have a 3900X CPU, AMD, and then you went out and bought a 2080 Ti, which is by NVIDIA. Now, according to the Fanboys, the Series X is just as powerful as that setup that I gave you. 16 gigabytes of RAM, ray tracing. Ask yourself, if you play the game Dirt 5 or Dirt 4, and you had the 2080 Ti and you had a 3900X, would you have to lower your settings to get 120 frames a second on a driving game? What's up, Jemiah? I sound low. Everybody is saying that, but then when I turned it up, I got an echo. So I'll go up to 60. I'm now up to 60. So, you know, I am now up to 60. So, but yeah, I always had trouble with this thing. So let me do that, and let me turn this up a little bit more over here. That says I sound fine. Okay, I'll just keep it at 60 and right there. So this is all, here's the thing. This is stuff that I know I have sat here and said this to you guys, but instead you all run to that 3-letter podcast that lies to you. They are lying to you. It is not the best. What's up, Plus Ultra? The best Xbox podcast that was considered the best Xbox podcast was BGST. It had Next Gen 720. It had Showstopper. It had Crap Gamer. It had the Mooch. It had Tim Dog. Okay. And when that podcast broke up because Xbox was putting out a bunch of trash for games, so Xbox was putting out a bunch of trash for games, and so once that podcast broke up, sounds like somebody. Hold on, sounds like somebody's knocking at my door. All right. Well, so Jamal Adams. So so that podcast breaks up. That's where I was, I believe. Okay. That podcast breaks up, and this other podcast, um, it picks up the slack. And all they've been doing is misleading and lying to you all. Okay? What you saw today, and people are putting pictures up of 12 T flops, what it's going to look like, albeit not optimized, but that's what those games are going to most likely look like compared to current generation PlayStation games. And the current generation PlayStation games look better. They look better, and apparently, this was talked about on Moore's Law is Dead. The rendering for Aloy on the PS5, it's going to have more pixels in it than every character combined in Horizon Zero Dawn. So imagine the level of detail you're going to see. Look at the level of detail you got with Naughty Dog's games. But I mean, Porter Rock is, and I don't know how to do the side by side shots. If I knew how to do them, I would put them up. But the Porter Rock's putting them up now, so shout out to Porter Rock 77. And it's really distressing when you have spent the last umpteen months talking about 12 T flops and how much more powerful the console is, and now you see the damage control. And the Series X didn't take the L, but the fanboy narrative is dead. It's over. But you all walked right into this. And yes, I'm sorry, but your cheeks are going to get busted. I mean, I saw it happening today. Now, I don't have access to Twitter on my job, but I've seen nothing but since 11 a.m. Eastern time or whenever this thing ended, people have just been shitting all over the Xbox. I mean, they have been. They've just been pissing and shitting all over it. I put, if Fame 2K dropped, shout out to Fame 2K. He put a list of games that Xbox is going to have at the first party. I'm like, dude, it's too late. It's over. They should not have ever led off with third-party games. I will never understand that. Okay, you just don't. I mean, you just don't do that. And but for some reason, they're under this impression that multi-plats are the most important thing, and they're not. Never have been. The ecosystems that are the most, that have sold the most in the world, let me make this clear, in the world, are the PlayStation and the Nintendo. And the Nintendo system is not predicated on multi-plat games. Okay? It's not. It's not that they don't have them. It's just that they're like, yeah, they're here, but it's just not that big a deal. That Animal Crossing game, there's some congresswoman named Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. She's playing this game. She's playing that, and she's a very popular congresswoman. Brie Larson, the actress, plays Captain Marvel. She's playing Animal Crossing. The trailer, the Last of Us Part 2 trailer that we saw 24 hours ago that had no gameplay was one of the most brutal trailers I've ever seen. And I've been gaming since the 70s. I've never seen a video game trailer that brutal, that ominous. Maybe that first trailer that they showed when she was playing the guitar, maybe. So, but I've this whole narrative of the 12 T flops and how variable rate shading was going to change everything, and this. I mean, we can go on and on and on about their narrative, but it's a dead narrative now. And at this point, all Sony has to do is show up, do a breakdown of their console to show two games running on the PS5. And one could be Godfall. They can show you 90 seconds of gameplay from Godfall, and then they could show you, I don't know, the Spider-Man development game. But pretty much was all the Spider-Man game was allegedly was the PlayStation Pro and the SSD, the new SSD that they have running it. That's all. Apparently, that's what it was. So, and if that's true, and that's all they show you, that's it. It's over. Next generation will automatically go to them. So, I'm seeing this stuff that Microsoft had this momentum. I don't know how they build momentum when they ain't show no damn games. So the momentum was nothing but hype. So the Xbox are waiting for 8K ray tracing Dolphins. They could be, and that's fine. That is fine. So, and again, the games that they showed today were not optimized yet. That's what I didn't understand. So, you know, that's what I didn't understand. Why would you show a bunch of games that are not optimized? They knew those games weren't optimized. They being Xbox knew those games weren't optimized. They knew it. So I did think it was funny that Aaron Greenberg had a refrigerator. I don't know if it was a real refrigerator or if it was just superimposed, but he had a refrigerator behind him that looked like a Series X. I thought that was funny as hell, you know. But at the end of the day, um, what did we learn here today? And that is that the fanboys are done. So if they come over here, I'll just simply say, look, you can either listen to people who actually know what they're talking about, or you can go listen to that three-letter podcast who's done that is perfectly fine. But those guys are lying to you. They're lying to you. Their goal is to get as many people to watch them as they can, not to give you accurate information. Because if they were giving you accurate information, you would not be damage controlling what we saw today. And what we saw today was exactly what you're going to see going into next generation. Now, Optimus Code, shout out to Optimus Code, he said that it will take years before you see any major leaps, especially from third-party developers. And he's right. I mean, he's not just saying that. And people got mad at him. He said he was damage controlling, saying that this is bad. He doesn't understand what Microsoft is doing, and there's 12 T flops. Well, we just saw what 12 T flops is going to look like. Granted, the game is not optimized, but meaning that maybe you could have had some games where there was frame rate issues and stuff like that. There could have been some screen tearing in some of the games that we saw. Again, it's not optimized. It's not, but the way the game physically looks, it's not going to change. It's not going to change. So, how can The Last of Us 2 look better than next gen games? Because the games that come out initially in the first bubble aren't going to be that much different, especially the multi-plat games. They're just not. And so the narrative that, like somebody said in that three-letter podcast's chat, that, hey, you guys said that there were going to be games running at 30 frames a second on the PlayStation 5, and they were going to be running 60 on Series X. Now there's confirmation that there's going to be games running 30 frames a second on Series X. Now, let me make this clear. I've always known that. I came out and said that. Okay, I said that months ago. Months ago. And Foxy Games UK said it as well. Let me make that clear. So this today was just a giant L for the fanboys. I can't, for the people who have come to the chat and have left messages on this is damage control. You don't. I mean, I'm talking, and everybody knows who they are. The Andrew Clay, or Andre Clay, no Russian. Where are you going to hide now? Okay, this is over. Apparently, let me make this clear because I don't know if this is true or not. Allegedly, Kid Smooth was so mad, and I said allegedly, he started spoiling The Last of Us Part 2. That's how mad they are. And it's not over yet. This is Thursday. Okay? Wait till this weekend. Wait till it really sinks in what just happened. You all's cheeks are going to be so bruised. Okay? They're going to have this bruised cheeks again, because you could have learned something, and instead of you learning something, you decided to go to a podcast whose job it is to lie to you. Told you that the PlayStation couldn't do VRS. Which again, the Activision dev came out and said that, hey, look, we have variable rate shading over here. And again, I'm just telling you guys, they said it was RDNA 1. I mean, we could go on and on and on and on, but this is over with, okay? whatever Xbox was trying to do is dead now. Because like I said, I just do not, and I said this before. Somebody's gonna really have to explain to me why the hell you don't show your games first. And now they're talking about July. I heard somebody tweeted out that they uh, shout out. I think it was on Marlin Gaming Nation. Somebody put down it was a quote of the day. How did it go? It said that all right. It said that my console has more gameplay on it and it's turned off. That's that's a quote from somebody in the Xbox gaming chat. So, like I said, the Xbox Series X is fine. The console itself is fine. Matt Booty, who's in charge of the games, said, "Hey, look, we're not going to put out any games specifically for this until for 2 years." So I don't know why people don't believe Matt Booty. When I repeated what Matt Booty said, they were like, "Oh, you're damage controlling and it's more powerful." Look, there are people right now putting up screenshots. Again, I don't know how to put them up here. They're putting up screenshots of the Last of Us Part 2 trailer, which was 24 hours ago, compared to the games that we just saw today that are next generation multiplayer games. Okay? And they don't look as good as PlayStation's exclusive games do right now at 4 T-flops. Imagine what those first-party developers are going to do with 10 more T-flops and smart shift technology. You know, they showed a 4-second play with Patrick Mahomes on with Madden 21. And I'm sorry, I've been playing Madden 20. I've been playing Madden 20 I've been using the Bengals, and it looks the same, dude. I'm sorry. I get it. I get it. It's not optimized. I get that, but graphically, it looks the same. It looked no different. Again, 4K is 4K. Madden is 4K on the Xbox and on the PlayStation 4. So it's going to be 4K again on Series A. It's not going to look no different. But I'm sitting up there seeing guys on Twitter talking about the 4K on the Xbox is going on Xbox Series X is going to be better than the 4K on the PlayStation 5. Well, now can you all have 2 fucking seats? It's over. It's done. All right? It's over. You have been embarrassed. And again, you can keep listening to those guys, the 3-letter podcast. Those guys are lying to you, and all they're doing is when you go to different people's chats and you say the stupid shit that's coming out of their mouth, you make yourselves look dumb. I'm not gonna knock them because you can say stupid ass stuff, and the guys are giving them super chats and saying they have insider information. Really? Really? What did you see today? Did anything that 3-letter podcast say was going to be coming true on multiplats? Is that what you saw today? Because I looked at that 3 times and there's nothing I'm sorry, it ain't happening. So it says Harry Tron says third-party developers waiting for the Unreal 5 Unity 2. Well, I mean, another thing is funny is Epic with the Unreal Engine is they're updating the Unreal Engine to for PlayStation 5 and Series X. And that means the engine does the exact same thing because they wouldn't have it go through certification if it didn't. That's the truth. That is the truth. So I just don't. So yeah, which caller's right. A ton of games are going to be cross-platform, and again, they're going to code to the lowest common denominator. And I hope, guys, this is for the people who thought that multiplats were going to look and run better. I certainly hope their multiplats don't look as good as the games we got coming out in 6 weeks. 6 weeks, there's going to be better looking games out on market. And yes, Microsoft did I'm not gonna call them liars because I'm trying to be professional about it. Microsoft misrepresented what they were going to do today. And for people, and I did listen to a little bit of Crap Gamer when I was on my way home. I listened to a little bit of his podcast, and he is correct. If you all think that Phil Spencer and Matt Booty did not clear everything that you saw today, again, you're lying to yourself. The people who are telling you that are lying to you. They're lying. They knew exactly what they were going to show you guys today. And it's unfortunate that Microsoft made a decision to put third-party games in front of their first-party games. I can't. I really want somebody to leave a comment on why they would do that. So hit that like button and share. So since those third-party games didn't give me confidence or what to expect for next gen, well, again, that's but I look, if you were so the question then becomes there, what was your expectation for next gen? Do you see what I'm saying? Because we're at 4K right now. We're at 4K right now, people. All right. So both Xbox X and PlayStation Pro allows you to game in 4K. So there is really not a whole where else to go as far as what resolution is going to be. So are you going to talk about graphics? Okay. I will say this, and they are correct. The games are not optimized yet. So graphically, the best looking game I saw today was that first game they showed. But I'm gonna get that on PC. I'm gonna get that on PC. So where I know I'm not gonna have to worry about screen tearing and things like that. So I just don't have to worry about it. Frame rate drops, and not that I don't have to worry about it. I don't know what the name of that game was. I'm like, oh, that game looks good. I'm going to buy that game, and it had a little bit of science fiction on it, and so again, I'm buying that game. But it'll be on PC. Yeah, shout out to Danny Ruiz. Yeah, again, if Kid Smooth went around spoiling something, that shows you how petty he is. So that just shows you how petty Kid Smooth is. If it's true, like I said, I don't know. So, um, so it says he did it, Craig. Plenty of people confirmed it. Oh, he could. Yeah. Well, again, that's terrible. So, um, so, and let's see. I was trying to read what some of you all have said. I know I've kind of gone on a rant here. Shout out to the Nightbot. Shout out to you all being here. 35 people here. Jemiah Dixon, what's happening? So let me know if you want to jump on. I can stay on for about another half hour. I do have to go back into the hot zone tomorrow. Somebody is saying, what kind of risk? I don't know what let's see here. I don't know what kind of risk you're talking about. So you had another game that they showed today. It's a 3-person co-op. I mean, again, now that now that the truth is coming out about this stuff, I mean, what do you guys think now? Because again, this is why I always said, hey, look, guys, what do I say on Twitter? Hey, let's wait for some real world tests to come in. Let's wait and see what we got. And all these guys, 12 T-flops, and you can't handle it. You're upset. Sony got played. You had some other guy, that Chris Cornell, whatever his name was, talking about Sony got taken back by what Microsoft did. Really? If what I saw is what they're gonna bring, I look multi-plat stuff, okay? Because we don't know about their first party. And I hope they bring Fable and Perfect Dark and Splinter Cell. I'm on record saying that I need a bunch of games that that move me, okay? That move me. I mean, Assassin's Creed Valhalla doesn't move me. I mean, it's Assassin's Creed, So, Corey Massey said there was some good games shown, just no gameplay after advertising gameplay. Well, again, what was the name of that first game that they showed? That it's already out, but that game actually did look pretty good. So I'll be getting it just on PC, But so The Last of Us 2 is being shown at the tail end of the generation. Well, The Last of Us, the first game was shown at the last end of the generation. So, so yeah, we'll have to wait and see if it's going to be a cross-gen game. I don't think they've confirmed anything. Judge, I saw so far, I agree. The Last of Us looked better than anything I saw today, and that I saw. That's just my opinion. That's my opinion. I'm really not trying to make this about Sony, because I've heard people say, well, Sony's not showing anything. That's a bunch of crap. Sony did show The Last of Us Part 2 yesterday, so Sony did show something. You know, are they going to show something about next generation? Probably not. You know, you don't. Why would they? When you have The Last of Us Part 2, which may be the best looking game we've ever seen. We'll have to wait and see. But it's really not about them. This is about the fanboys taking the L. Again, Series X did not take an L simply because they told us what they were doing. They told us, they being Microsoft, they explained it to everybody what they were doing. So, and I sat here and was like, okay, here's what I was told. Oh, you're damage controlling. You're doing this. You're doing that. Wrong. There's nothing to damage control. Here's the people that I know that are developers. They're like, yeah, here's the way it's going to be. So, so that please rant and bust some shit. Well, that's happening right now. Pretty much what I saw today, whether it was from BitCloud or from shout out to Marlon Gaming Nation, him, JTech. Just I've seen that's all that happened. Like I said, they are just shitting all over the Xbox now. And again, it's their it's the fanboys' fault. Maybe now you will understand that 12 T flops doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean what you think. So, you know, Chan Man, Bright Memory Infinite was the first game Xbox showed. Yeah, that was fine. I'm buying that game. But I always planned on buying that game. And then who was the cute woman that they showed? She was like, and she was like talking about the Xbox partnerships. She was fine. I mean, I can't remember her name. Shane, something. I mean, can't remember what her name was. She was fine. So everybody knows what I'm talking about. She was on there about halfway through that show. Fine. Like, good God, like please show me gameplay with that girl. You know, so so that cute woman was the highlight of the show. It was for me. I mean, look, the first game did. I was like, oh, this first game looks pretty good. You know, but it doesn't. It didn't look like anything I had seen before, but it did look good. You know, um, so the Madden Woman. I can't remember who it may have been. The Madden Woman. So the top-down game looked good. Yeah, it looked fun to play. I'll be playing that on PC if I get it. You know, but yeah, I agree with you. Heard the Memory Infinite game is on PC already. Yeah, apparently people are like, you can go to Steam. And I'm like, the fact that you can go to the Steam store and see screenshots, that's the problem. I shouldn't have to. I should be waiting on Xbox to give me more information on that game. And I don't have to wait on them. It's effed up. So she's like a Game Pass executive. Well, if she's in charge of Game Pass, I'll buy some more Game Pass. Wow. I mean, she is fine. Lord have mercy, she's fine. So, you know, I'm like, man, oh man, I'd like to go ahead and take her out for beer and wings. Jeez, I'm like, man, who is that woman? So, let's see, Bright Memory. Yeah, I saw that. It's a little better looking version of Shadow Warrior. Well, see, I got a little bit of Crisis vibe from it and Bulletstorm. But again, I'm buying that game. That'll be on PC though. When that game comes out, I'll be getting that on PC. So, but yeah, and all those games they show will be on Game Pass. You know, I think. Well, those are third party games, so I don't know. But maybe some of the smaller games will be on Game Pass. So, but I'm excited. So. I got excited about that, but gee whiz. I mean, she was at Microsoft E3 last year. Well, I go back to E3 just to see and talk to her. Wow. You know, sucks, however, that as soon as she gets to E3, E3 dies. It's terrible. So you were saying the same thing, Cuba. Yeah, I mean, that was the way it should be. Like when I get up in the morning, that's the way it should be. When I come home from lunch, that's the way it should be. When I get home for dinner, after dinner, that's the way it should be. And about 1 o'clock in the morning, that's the way it should be. That would be a constant the way it should be. And if she said no, it's the way it will be. As I will say, so let it be written, so let it be done. So, but again, the fanboy narrative today died. It died. It's like the song Bye Bye Miss American Pie. Drove a Chevy to the levee, though the levee was dry. Them good old boys was drinking whiskey and wine. singing "This Will Be the Day That I Die." And again, that's what happened today. The Fanboys took a giant L, and all we've heard about is 12 T flops. I mean, this is all I've heard. Let me make this about myself. I've heard 12 T flops. I've heard the SSD I've heard the Xbox is faster. And now the same people are saying that, oh well, the multiplayer games are going to those games are going to look the same on PlayStation 5. Yeah, duh. We tried to tell you guys that. Oh my God, they just took a giant L today. I mean, it was bad. So so much for 12 Teapot, folks. That narrative, how do you spell narrative? Now let's talk. So there we go. I'm just gonna leave it there. So yeah, that 12 T flop machine is dead. So and look, I'm not and look, I feel bad for people like BitCloud because he's talking about buying that thing. BitCloud said he was buying it. Foxy Games UK said he's buying it. And again, that's fine, but the people who, like me personally, was not going to buy it, I already knew this was going to happen. I was kind of like, all right, well, when you all, go through that door and like I said, I don't know why you guys, I get it. You guys are walking into a room and you all were told Jenna Jameson was in there and she's ready for you. And you all walked in that room and it was friggin' Lexington Steel. And he threw you down on the bed and he ringed his rod right up your anal canal, is what happened to you today. So hopefully you just shut up. So Grand Blue Fantasy relaying, that's cool. You'll stick with your dust collecting Xbox One. Yeah, again, let me make this clear. At $300 and was it plus you get a game, plus you get like 3 months of Game Pass or something like that. That's a good deal. I mean, I've said that 100,000 times. That's a good deal. So they deliberately didn't show gameplay again because the games are not optimized. They're not ready. It's not that they couldn't show them. They just showed them the demonstrations. Like, hey, look, this is what the game could look like on your console when it's running. And that doesn't mean it won't look like that. So, but if it's not optimized, you got to understand. I think you all look at optimization like everything's going to scale up. What you saw today could actually scale down. I'm not here to say that it won't scale up, but don't be shocked if it scales down. So, so yeah, but I don't blame people if you're just gonna go out. You can get an Xbox One X with a game for a couple $100. It's actually a good buy. So, yeah, Emrys, what'll happen is you'll get once you register your GPU with AMD, they should send you the code, and they should. Let me make that clear. I'm not for sure if they'll do it or not. They never sent me my code when I got my new CPU, but it wasn't that big a deal to me. So, like I said, worst case scenario for me next Friday, I'm gonna reorder Xbox Live because I want to play that game, Deliver Us the Moon. Oh, you signed up already? Cool, cool. Yeah, but I want to play Deliver Us the Moon and on PC. But yeah, it's so overall, that's what you saw happen today. Is that whole thing died. So now when they start talking about 12 T flops, you simply take a screenshot of the games and you put them up there and say, yeah, here's your 12 T flops. So I mean, those are multi-plat games. Those are multi-plat games. And remember, the same group that told you the multi-plat games are going to look better and run better and things like that. I can tell you right now, I've heard from 2 developers that that's not true. And I'm just going to leave it there. Okay? So now let's take some audience questions here. See, there's about 40 people here. So shout out to the 40 people that are here. The Fearless 40 plus Ultra. I see you, brother. Sam Ash, Corey Massey, Cuba 58. Let's see here. Trying to see if anybody news come in. Chan Man, what's happening? Danny Ruiz, shout out for you for the super chat. So yeah. Um, where Massey said, "This is what you get when you are more concerned with beating Sony than making great games." Well, again, I don't think. See, I don't think Microsoft looks at it like that. That's why I'm really trying to separate. I'm trying to separate the machine. And Corey, look, you tried to explain it to No Russian as well. And like I said, if you have a 3900 and Jemiah Dixon, if you're still in the chat, if you have a 3900X, the CPU, 16 gigabytes of RAM, and a 2080 Ti, would you what if you put in the game Dirt 5 that they showed today, what would you be playing that game at? I just want an answer for that. So can people suing Xbox for lying? If you mean can Xbox be sued for lying? I mean, again, they did misrepresent what they were going to show today. But as far as suing them, I wouldn't waste the time or the energy. So, but what would you all be playing that game at? Because if they're going to tell me that the 3900X is the equivalent of what's in the Series X, and you're going to tell me it has a 2080 Ti, then wouldn't that setup give you better results than 120 frames per second? Wouldn't you be able to play at 4K? You know, so Josh is watching the Dark Knight trilogy. Which one are you on? I like that trilogy. It's my I think it's better than the Iron Man trilogy. I think it was as good as the Captain America trilogy. But that's my second favorite superhero trilogy. I love Batman Begins. That's just a great movie. So, you know. Yeah, are you watching that one? Batman Begins? That's my favorite one out of the three. So, no spoilers though. I enjoyed it. So, Luis Estevan, what's going on, brother? I'm trying to get everybody hopefully to understand about these 12 T flops. So, Lincoln Clay, Mass Effect. Let's see here. Apparently, allegedly, there could be a Mass Effect remake of the trilogy or remaster coming. We'll have to wait and see. Rice Eater 79. Oh my goodness, yo. So what's up though, Lincoln Clay? The ageless wonder, the VR guru. So yeah, social joins, what's happening? Yeah, I'm trying to get a read on what everybody thought about that. That's up to you all. For the next 10 to 15 minutes, let's talk about 12 T flops. What did you all think of 12 T flops? What you saw today? What I think doesn't matter. I already understood what I was going to see. So, what do you all think about 12 T flops? So, you know, I mean, that was 12 T flops. What you saw today was 12 T flops and variable rate shading and ray tracing. You saw that today. Now, it was unoptimized, but you saw what 12 T flops could possibly look like. So, I mean, I'm just so you know. So, this FYI. What did you all think about it? 12 T flops of no gameplay, fair enough. But what did you all think about the CGI? Now remember, the CGI is never what the game really looks like. I still remember the CGI from Mass Effect 1. The CGI was so good in that I'm like, damn, I gotta get that, So, but again, I enjoyed. I love Mass Effect, but the game didn't look like the CGI. So Josh is saying that the best Batman origin movie, if not the best. Yeah, I think the origin movie of Batman and Iron Man 1, and then the T'Challa Black Panther origin story. I think those are all three very good. So Rice Eater said Moore's Law is dead, that a video with an engineer. Yeah, I linked that video in the description. Rice Eater 79. Everybody needs to go watch that. That is required watching for you guys. That is required watching. Make sure you watch that video. Games are being optimized, not have been optimized. Well, yeah, and understand, uncompetitive, that a game being optimized could mean what you saw takes a graphic hit because maybe part of the optimization is they optimize for frame rate and they have to drop resolution or graphics down. You see what I'm saying? I look. I don't know why you guys thought this is for the Xbox guys. I don't know why you all thought 12 Navi T flops were just as good as NVIDIA's T flops. And I'm an AMD fanboy, and I never have taken it to that point. That's how. But this is not on. I can't blame Xbox for that. That is you all's fault as fanboys. I don't know. Again, AMD doesn't have anything on market to compete with the 2070. They have nothing. I mean, I know this, okay? So thinking that they were going to put out a console that was going to give you the same type of results, that's naive. And I'm not here to say that they can't push some games, their first party games could maybe close, but come on, people. You're not going to get close to that stuff. So, Spider-Man has the best Origins movie. That's fine. That's not a bad origin movie either. But they've retconned it. So, do you think Homecoming? Well, Homecoming technically isn't an origin movie because Spider-Man already existed. So, yeah, all right, I'll give you the Spider-Man. You talking about the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man? Or are you talking about the other Spider-Man with that trash dude? That was bad. So. Why bring up NVIDIA? Neither console has NVIDIA. Uncompetitive, it's because the fanboys were comparing the 12 T flops of Navi to NVIDIA's cores and their T flops. That's why. Okay, I'm serious. So, and I don't get me wrong. I mean, they got butt fucked today, but and they're paying for it. They're gonna pay for it dearly, and they're gonna pay for it until Xbox actually shows games running on that system that they can get their hands on, which are not going to be out for 2 years. So again, I know as a NVIDIA, I don't like NVIDIA, but I know NVIDIA's 2070 and their 2080. The AMD got nothing on market right now that comes with it. So they just don't. X8 with a 2080 Ti. Okay, well that's my point. That's not true. We know that's not true because a 2080 Ti is not going to have any issues with those games. And today we found out that those games are going to be running at 30 frames a second. You think a 2080 Ti is going to run those games at 30 frames a second? Do you really think that uncompetitive? Are you that naive? Come on now, dude. So maybe you should hang up the whole. Yeah, all right. I misread your greedy duck. My bad, brother. My bad. I apologize. I misread your greedy duck. Yeah, the 2080 Ti is much superior, and I misread it. I apologize. Yeah, the 2080 Ti is going to burn the Series X to the ground. So, yeah, Luis, that's been confirmed by the developers that several games you saw today are going to be running at 30 frames a second. Which, again, I don't care that they're running at 30 frames a second, but can we please not compare it to a 2080 Ti? Because the 2080 Ti will run all those games you saw today at over 100 frames a second. And the game is running at 120 FPS, it probably running at 180. I mean, so appreciate you, uncompetitive. So, well, yeah, you talk about the stream they got, the 3-letter stream today got dismantled. They got trolled hard. Even Jack Reacher, man, they were in there. There were people in there ripping his chat room apart, his comment section. Those guys got in there and got owned. They got owned today. How much is the 2080 Ti? I don't know. It's too expensive for me. I'm trying to have a 2080 Ti donation fund, and after my 5600 thing comes in. So not for sure how much it is, but it sounds expensive. You're gonna call yourself 2080 Ti. I bet you cost a lot of money. So, so um, yeah, I mean, I got to get the monitor. I'm gonna as soon as the monitor comes down in price, I'm gonna get that too. So, um, but again, you got to ask yourself with a 2080 Ti. Yeah, I mean, like I said, wait till that starts coming. I'm just giving you a preview of what's going to be the whole weekend. Okay. I don't think the Xbox Series X is going to be as powerful performance wise as a 2060, based on what I've been told. Okay. And the 2060 can do ray tracing, the 2060 can do variable rate shading. It's all there. Okay. So, Corey mentioned that the show was good. They'll blame Microsoft for advertising gameplay. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I mean, from what I saw, and I watched it when I got home, I watched the last like 20 minutes of it. I thought that was trash. With that said, I didn't expect what we saw is what I was told was going to happen. Is that they had a bunch of games that were unoptimized and they weren't ready to really show them, but they wanted to try to continue the momentum that they had. And also the Last of Us Part 2 trailer being shown 24 hours ahead of time. I think it did take a lot of steam out of the Xbox conference. So Luis is saying that he's trying to save for an LG C9. Is there a monitor that's better? Yeah, well, hold on. Yes, there are. Yeah. Yeah. So, but yeah, you have to. I'll look at some monitors because I have to look at some the Bing Q monitors. They're 4K, have FreeSync. Um, if that's what you're looking for. Now you won't have the size. The Bing Q monitor may be at 24 to 27 inches. But again, remember, guys, I said it was looking more and more for me like my next generation console was going to be hooked up to a monitor. Remember, I've said that multiple times. I was really looking at being at a monitor for that. So, God of Games 100, what happened to these Xbox? Talking to well, Fable and Perfect Dark are first party games, so they were not going to be there. So, but what happened was today was the whole narrative of multi-plat games are going to look and run better. That ended today. That ended today. How are the black levels on the Bing Q? I'll have to look it up. I'll look it up, and maybe Saturday night I'll do a podcast on it. So let's see. You were coming other streams doing that. They could be. Yeah, well, I think Microsoft is doing another event in July. They're going to show first party games. So, which to me, they should have just waited to do that. That's what they should have done. I mean, all they did today was they got whatever momentum people want to claim they had. Talk about Microsoft, it died today. Paul G multi-class will look the same. Yeah, I know. We found that out today. We found that out today. So, and again, you got some that are going to be. They show games that are going to be between 30 FPS and 120, which I got no problem with because I sat right here and said you're going to have games still at 30 frames a second. So, just FYI, shout out to Rice Eater 79 for the $10 holla. Microsoft made a bullet point for games optimized for XSX trash, he says. Better graphics on third-party multi-class for XSX. See, Microsoft didn't say that. Yeah, that's what they're doing. That's what I'm saying. They got their cheeks busted today. Their whole narrative died, and that from 11 to 11:45, however long that thing was, Eastern time, was the death of that narrative. So if they're going to start hyping up first party games, that means that first party exclusive games matter, and they now have lost that narrative. And again, even though I can buy those games on PC, but for never mind that. So it's just trash. I mean, it's at this point. Like I said, just trash. What happened to them today? So, but yeah, it's just moist. Now, guys, I do have to work tomorrow, so I will miss RGT because I will be at work. So shout out to Big Cloud and the crew. But go over there tomorrow. He'll be on at 5 o'clock Eastern time and show Hill some love. I just wanted to do this one. I was going to wait to do this now. What I will do is tomorrow night about 8:30 ish, 9 o'clock. I'll do another podcast and it'll be more Sony centric. But this is not about Sony today. This is not about them. This is about Xbox and the third party narrative dying and being done. It's a done deal. So, and I'm not here to say that 3 to 5 years from now that some third party developers won't have something running on Xbox better than they have on the PlayStation. I'm not here to say that. I'm here to say that at the beginning of this generation, for the first 2 to 3 years, you will see no differences in the multiplayer games. None. But all right, guys, I'm going to get on off here. It's I'm just the things repeating. Hey, 50 people in here. So shout out to you all. Well, I'll take that back. I'll stay on. There's 50 people in here. I'll stay up for about another 15 or 20 minutes with you. So, well, Sam, I'm going to stay on. I'll stay on for about another 15, 20 minutes. And about 50 people in here to showing me some love. So plus Ultra said 12 T flops are third party trash. That was a train wreck. Okay. Yeah, I'm going overtime. So I usually go for an hour, but I'll go for about another 15, 20 minutes. So the Japanese games looked all right. Yeah, okay, Sam asked, did they look any different than anything that you've seen already, though? That's my question to you. You're right. I'm not here to say that the games didn't look good. I'm here to say, what did you see today that you just said, oh my God, I can't believe what I just saw? You see what I'm saying? Because that's what the narrative that the fanboys have been pushing, not Microsoft, okay? Microsoft has been pretty measured. It's been the fanboys who have been out of control. Microsoft has been measured the whole time. So, so I'm just saying, what did we see today that just made you say, "Oh my God"? So, I'm looking for that. So, Resident Evil 3 only came out bad on Scorpio because the dev went too high on resolution. Well, exactly, yeah, and then they compromised and they came down on resolution, and now they got better FPS. So the games didn't look like 12 T flop domination. Well, again, that's been my point the whole time. Because there at no point is going to be a game that uses all 12 at once. So maybe the first party developers will do that, but the third party developers, no. Yakuza was the best game. Yakuza, they had an Asian man up there with an afro. Did you all notice that? They had an Asian man with an afro. How crazy is that? So I was laughing at that actually. So, but again, I didn't. I'm playing Yakuza. I don't like the fighting system. It's not fluid. Maybe it gets better. I'm sure to get better. So yeah. So that's saying I'm compared to do the graphics of Sea of Thieves look better on 20. I agree. Yeah. Third party will use a 10 gigabytes 560 option. Possibly the Almighty Spartan God. We'll have to wait and see what they're going to do. So you like the fro? I did too. I'm not mocking the Asian fro. I mean, we got to put hashtag Asian fro for that Yakuza game. So, but yeah, I mean, again, that's not nothing to brag about though, because the Yakuza series, those guys approached Microsoft years ago, and Microsoft said no. I mean, it's amazing. I think these people are just finding this stuff out. So, um, yeah, Yakuza's always wacky. So, yeah, Yakuza is always wacky. So, The Last of Us 2 looked better than anything Xbox showed. Fair enough. So far, I agree. I agree. I'm not here to say the Last of Us will be better. It may be trash, but I know it looks better. So, well, Eric, they still don't like Japanese games. They just don't like the fact they didn't like Sick Humor said. They didn't like the fact they couldn't play them on Xbox. They want the ability to say, well, they want the ability to say you don't have anything that I don't have. That's all they're about. Like I said, they're a bunch of 5-year-olds. And they wonder why I talk bad about them. So you're acting like kids. That's why. So it's a King Thrash Gaming. What now? I didn't get to read that one. Shout out to King Thrash. I'm waiting on him to do his screenshot. So Rice Eater says Hellblade 2. Hellblade 2 will be on PC. So, so but yeah, I'm looking forward to King Thrash's screenshot. I know Porter Rock. Let me see if he's still doing it here. So, like Porter Rock is actually putting up like shot by shot things. So, I do not see it anymore. Says here that this is coming from WWG. Horizon Zero Dawn 2 on PS5 will reportedly have industry benchmark graphics. Again, we'll have to wait and see. So, have to wait and see. So, yeah. See what that's Porter Rock is on here going wild. So, so yeah, you should see. Oh man, they are just. Oh boy, that's bad. That is bad what they're doing. So, what else we got here? All right, King Thrash is just streaming Uncharted 4. That game looks weird. Yeah, Uncharted 4 is one of the best looking games I've played. Uncharted, the other one that came out, Lost Legacy, that's actually a better looking game. I don't think what's up, Bob Max Pound? Or Bob Pound. Bob Pound Max is over there on that 3-letter podcast giving them hell today. JD33, what's happening, brother? Hit that like button for me. Oh, come on, people. There's like 50 people in here. I only got 20 likes. Come on now. So, 12 T-flops of Fortnite graphics. Again, let's be fair. They were unoptimized. I'm gonna give I'm gonna give credit where credit is due because they were honest. And Microsoft, let me make this clear. Microsoft has been honest about what's going on. The fanboys have not been. Okay? Death Stranding looks good. Yeah, yeah. So hit that like button, people. Share the video. Get the likes up. Yeah, Death Stranding, according to White Zaddy, Death Stranding is the best looking game this generation. So now that's that's coming from them. I mean, the best looking game this generation to me is Horizon Zero Dawn, but that's just my opinion. So, um, so yeah. Yeah, need to buy Kiwami 2 before continuing with the collection you bought. Oh, you're talking about for Yakuza? Yeah, like I said, I'm playing the Yakuza game now. I think I'm just playing Yakuza Kiwami. And that game, I don't like the combat. Now, maybe it gets better as the series goes on, but it's too stiff for me. So, but it's an old game. It's an old game. So, Social Joanna said unoptimized, a new excuse. Well, let's just no. Microsoft actually announced that before the event. So these games are unoptimized. So, which I understand. I mean, I'm not here to say that they're not. They're telling the truth. They are unoptimized. So, um, so this is an oversimplification of what XSX does. Look up. Yeah, look, we saw all that. We saw that today on competitive. Okay, we saw what it was going to look like. Trash is what it looked like. Okay, now does this mean it won't look a little bit better once it gets optimized? Yes, but the base is done. Now, I mean, I certainly hope it looks better. The first game they showed looked good, but that game's on PC. It's in early access right now. Oh my God. So Plus Ultra said they lied and deceived. They took the video down multiple times to delete the dislike. Okay, well, all right, that's fine. I mean, that's if they did, they did. I thought it said it was unoptimized, but I'll check it out again. So, Deceit is the name of the game from Microsoft. They misrepresented some stuff today. They took an L. So, best looking game this generation was Crackdown 3. Fair enough. Yeah. You need to buy more upgraded moves. The combat is awesome. Well, that's fine, Luis. You're right. You're right. I mean, that's got a big tree as far as things you can get better at. So yeah, I mean, I was in a bar fight or something like that, trying to take down some Japanese boss, and I kept getting my ass handed to me. So I'm like, I think I'm gonna chill on it for a while. So Hitman 2 is out though. It's $20. So it looks like that's what I'll be playing this weekend. Is it uncompetitive? Is putting up a good fight. I mean, what I saw today, I just didn't care for, but I knew that's what was coming. So the whole narrative is dead. As far as I'm concerned, the narrative is dead. So so but yeah, like I said today, man, it was just moisture from the Xbox. So, the fanboys took an L today. Where's Tim Dog at? Where's Tim Dog? I want an explanation. I need an explanation on what happened today. So, oh man, have I been playing Final Fantasy VII? Not enough. Not enough. Not enough. So I should be playing it, but I've been a bad boy. I've just been busy. So, and I had 3 days off. I tell you what I've been playing is that DCS flight simulator. I've learned how to fly the F-16. I'm very terrible at shooting stuff down though with that gun. My God. Um, and then I did the F-18 startup, and because DCS, the modules that I have, they're only free to the end of the month. They have a free month. So then I got some little itty bitty plane that I don't even want to try to fly. But those 3 planes, the F-16, the F-15, and the F-18, I haven't got the F-14 one yet. So, but I gotta get the F-15. I feel confident when I start that. The F-16, I feel much better. That F-18, that's a lot of steps, man. That order of operation on that's gonna take me some time. So, yeah, that's what I've really been playing. So, Luis, yeah, all the games they showed were multi-plat. You're right; they'll be on PC, PlayStation, possibly they'll be on the Switch. That Japanese look down game or whatever they were playing, that's gonna be on Switch. The Ace Combat is lit. Yeah, but that's much more arcade. That's not a sim. But you're right. I heard it was good. So, but yeah. But guys, yeah, look, that's the end of my overtime. I'm starting to get sleepy. I can feel it. But yeah, I have to get up and go to work at friggin' 5:40 in the morning. So, but guys, I will talk to you later. Like I said, hit that like button. Love everybody. I'll do another podcast tomorrow, and it'll be tomorrow night. I will not be on RGT because I'll be working. Okay, so I'll try to get either BitCloud or some of the guys to come over Friday night, tomorrow night, if they're not too busy gaming and doing other stuff, just to kind of do a wrap-up show. Or I'll listen to their show, and then I'll give you what I think about the subject they talked about. And, but yeah, I'll be at work, so I'll be missing it. So it's not the same as every game you're about to see has been optimized. Like I said, it's an L. The L, again, uncompetitive, is not to the Xbox, okay? The L is not to the Xbox. The L is to the fanboys who push that narrative that the multi-plat games are going to look and run better. So, but all right then, guys, I'm going to get on off here. I do appreciate you all being here. It's late Thursday night. Everybody stay safe and hug and kiss your kids, okay? And play your games or the terrorists win.